Well, that's sneezing while recording. That's professional. Hello everyone, and welcome back to episode number 4 of Scuffed Survival. Now, in today's episode, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be doing something a little different to what you'd usually do in a survival series. Because last time that you saw on the video on part 3, well, episode 3, there was an event. And it was a fun event too. So, we're kind of doing another one. This time what we have is a build event. Let's see, just go and find something that I can just add on to the side of this with first, so we can get a couple of jobs on the base done. So what we are going to do is line ourselves up, and we're going to add a little bit to the edge of our sunset viewing balcony. Now, if you didn't know, we built this in episode 2 of this series. If you haven't seen that yet, probably best to go and check that out before watching this episode and the one after it. There we go, that looks better. So let's go ahead and do this. And also, if you didn't see the last episode, we ended up with this. This fancy little netherite pickaxe, thanks to the help of another player. Now I've just got to figure out how on earth I'm going to get back up here. Oh wait, there's this over here. It really makes me think, what could I do with this place? Yeah, I'll just have that. What could I do with this area? If you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments, and I'll try and see what I can build out here. So I think that was going to be reserved for the farm, which we've yet to get to, because events are getting in the way of everything. But let's be honest, the events are fun. So let's go ahead, put that in here, and yeah, I'll go and show you around the new builds or new events area. Okay, so as you can see now, we are in creative mode, and that is because we are on the events area. We're on the events warp, which can be viewed at the time of recording this on the server. All you have to do is go and type in /warp event, and that will take you to the event spawn, which is just over that way. In fact, you can just see the edge of it off to the left of your screen. This theme is fantasy, and so I started building a fantasy village. I've done a lot of this work off camera because it is tedious and I didn't want to bore you all, but we've got a few little additions that I want to make on camera. And that is going to start off with this, the main building. I've got some stuff sorted already, so all we've got to do is just go and put it in place. And that involves just a little bit of block placing. I don't know about you, but honestly, creative Minecraft is so much fun. So you can build whatever you want. If you've got an idea, if you want to build a multi-story car park, you can go and build that. If you want to build a fantasy village, you can build that too. Now we'll also go and tour some of the other builds that people are working on. At the time of recording, this event was going for a week. If you see us at some point in the future, the event's already happened, but yeah, that was pretty fun. I don't know who's going to win yet, so once you know who's going to win, that will either be in next episode of Scuffed Survival or an episode after. So let's go ahead and start building all this up. I'll show you how I did a few of the effects too. Okay, so I realised I didn't quite get time to show you how I did those effects, so I've gone back just to show you this. It is as simple as putting a campfire underneath a half slab, and then doing it multiple times. This bit's a little easier. That wasn't meant to go there, got here. There you go, you can see just off to the right of your screens, that is where you spawn in for the fantasy event. Let's go ahead and just put these pieces here. Right, now allow me to give you a little bit of a tour of the place. Say you start off just here. You would walk in, there's a couple of signs down here saying about what it is. There we go. Doesn't that look good? Haha, I like this. So you'll go through the gate and into the first building. Kind of based on a semi-medieval, semi-fantasy styled house. If you've seen my 1.16 video, you would know this design when you see it. Let's go through here. There's a couple of signs. Honestly, I could take those signs out now because the problem's since been fixed. Because I added these things. Absolutely fantastic. So we can go ahead and put ourselves into F1 mode here. You would have seen in the video that I built this little design. And so, I did it again. So coming back up to the main floor here, this is honestly just a little floor with some little blast furnaces, smithing tools, chests and stuff. It's not too much, but it's honest work. Then over here we have the bedroom. There's a couple of beds, and that's about it. And that is the house. And there's this bit at the back of it too. If I can, I'm going to try and get a copy of this whole layout and then put that onto one of my survival worlds, or put that into one of my other worlds, and go and see what sort of stuff I can do with it. So, coming along to here, I just realised this is like a little bit of a kind of tour of the place, even though it's not quite finished yet. So this is it's like a little park area. Which reminds me, while we're here, if it is going to be a park area, we go ahead and take ourselves out of F1. We'll go and get some stairs and a sign. Now this is a really good way of just building little benches. So we shall go ahead and I think I can't put one here because it's too small. Let's go and put one just here. There we go, put a sign on the side. And we'll put a sign on this side. And the cool bit about this is this server has a plugin, so with benches, you can actually sit in them. There we go, isn't that cool? Right, and moving along, we have kind of like this ruined fantasy style castle with a massive tree in the background. It seems I'm the only one online, so that will give me plenty of time to work on this. I mean, look at that. That's fantastic. I'll give you a proper aerial view of this as well. So we'll go ahead and continue walking along here. See, we've got all kinds of different houses and such. And then there's two ways you can go. You can either go up this way, or you can follow this winding little path. Because if you do, not only will you find another nice little park area, you will find this. The ravine people. Turn down brightness for maximum effect, recommended moody brightness, but I can't be bothered to go and change settings, so we'll just go and view as is. Got a nice little Tory gate, or Tory, depending on how you say it. And then we've got just like a nice little village, and it looks like it's built in a ravine. This build challenge does make use of World Edit 2, which is absolutely fantastic. Otherwise, being able to build up all of this would have taken me about a year. And then up here, we just have a little viewing platform. And just look at that. Doesn't that look cool? I think so. But I will just experiment with replacing these with, because this is 1.16. In fact, when were all these things? When were stuff like stone stairs added? So now they exist. There we go. When were these added? If anybody knows, do let me know in the comments, because I would love to find out. There we go. As we have the world's loudest tractor go past while I'm recording. Hello. Yeah, we have that. Honestly, that looks good enough. I can do that along the entire rest of this. So let's go ahead and do that. If you want to join this server while this contest is going on, and perhaps partake in it yourself, you can find the IP to that in the description of this video. Game version is 1.16.1, which is the latest at the time of recording this. So, yeah, come along, have some fun, join in, who knows, might be one of the winners. My god, this looks fantastic. Honestly, I think this is about the first time that I've built something on this scale. So far, this whole thing has been built by just me, this little build. I've put way too many hours into this, but it's worth it. It is absolutely worth it. And I realised in episode 1, I never explained what this was. It's like a little AFK thing. You get so much in-game credit for however long you've been playing for. Quite a neat little system. This whole being able to sit in these is fantastic, but real annoying after time. No, I'm going to get copyright striked. Right, let's go ahead and put some of these in place. This bit's going to be fun. We'll go ahead and, yeah, that'll work. Apologies if you can't see any of this. Oops. There we go. Honestly, to me, this build is looking quite good. Hypixel, hire me. I could build the next mini-games area for you if you wanted me to. Right. Apologies for it being a little bit on the laggy side. My computer isn't a big fan of recording and playing games at the same time, but I'm forcing it to for the sake of this video. So there is a whole process as to how you get a plot on this building competition. It's basically like the standard plots plugin that you see on literally any server. With the whole p-auto commands, p-claim and all that. It's tricky for people that are just getting used to it, but once you get used to it, it's quite easy. Right, let's go ahead and put this in here. Does this connect to anything? No, so I can put this up here too. Okay, that's where it connects itself, so that's where I've got to be a little bit more wary of. However, I can do stuff like this. Ooh, that cells. I can go and fill that in. Right, so we'll go ahead and just keep filling this in. And that is how today's episode of ScuffedMC got its name. Right, we'll go and put this in here and down here. And then that should be about it for working on this little area. As I've mentioned, I've put way too many hours of effort into this. So let's hope it gets a decent placing. Now up here, we've got like a little bit of raised terrain. There's a couple of custom built trees, a little pathway, and this which is meant to be a lighthouse, but the redstone to it's all over the place. There we go. Quite tricky, and I'm surprised it worked in such a tiny space, but I'm happy. And then down here, we've got like a little path area, and that will lead down across here, which I'm actually going to put in this, both sides, just so it looks good. And then we'll link that up to here. And in here, if I can not fall off here, that would be ideal. We have basically like an endless void style thing. Believe it or not, there is actually stuff down there. It just took ages to build. Down here we have kind of like a ravine. That's really about it. And we have a couple of little bridges. This waterfall, which then, if we are quick, will take us out to this little beach. Isn't that good? And let's see, can I make my idea work? So if we go sandstone, if I can type, and we'll get just regular. And we'll go and build ourselves a little sandcastle. Because hey, that's what you do when you go to the beach, right? Or is it just me? There we go, a nice little sandcastle. Let's face it, no sandcastle would be complete without a flag. So, let's go and do that. And then all we've got to do is just find a block to put on the side of it. Which is going to be a little trickier because there is a lot of blocks in this game now. One thing I'd love for them to add is vertical slabs. Please. Please add vertical slabs, it's been forever. That does not look good. Let's try, because now we are in 1.16. Let's use the new blocks. So, because let's face it, it's pretty pointless if they add them and I don't use them. There we go. Doesn't that look good? Now, today's episode might be a little shorter than usual, but, oh well. I'm sure I'll find something. Now, the big question is, what do I do in here? Because I could, like, put something around here, maybe? I'm sure there's a lot of you just yelling at your screens about stuff I could put in here. Let me know in the comments. If you've got any ideas of what I can put in here, just yell them at me. Let's go, you need to add this, and this, and this, and this. And then before I know it, I'll have about 1,000 different things to add, but it'll be worth it. Let's go and try and find where that other little stone area was. There it is. And then there's also a little house up on this area, and that has an inside too with a little stove and a nice little view of absolutely nothing, and a book, and then there's just not much up here, but it's something. There we go. I could extend this and put maybe like a little thing in here. Ah! Idea time! Idea time. It's idea time. That's gonna get remixed. Oh god. I should not have said that. That's gonna get remixed. If that actually gets remixed, I'll be very surprised. Right, let's go and put this in here, because let's be honest, let's get some detail in here. Let's go and put some of these in, and go and get everybody's favourite bone meal. This stuff is absolutely brilliant. There we go. Let's get a little bit of detail in there. And then maybe something like this. Not that. This. There we go. Doesn't that look good? Honestly, for the first time I've entered a proper building contest, I'm quite happy with this. But, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. That's somebody else's build in the background, not mine. I'll go and tour some of the other builds in a few minutes. But this is mine. In fact, let me just go and up the FOV a little bit, just so you can see it a bit better. There we go. And honestly, there's a screenshot and a half. That's going in the thumbnail. Yeah, this is my little build. I'd say little. It's not exactly little. I've spent more hours on this than I care to admit, but it looks good, and that's what matters. And let's hope... Computer, thank you. Oh man, it wouldn't be a Scuffed MC video if something didn't go wrong. Yeah, that's the build. Right, let's go and just turn the FOV back down. There we go. Perfect. Right, let's go and tour some of the other builds. Okay, so starting with one of the builds near us is this absolutely huge book. And that's been about it so far. We also have something over there. Oh my god. My internet is trying to load stuff. Doing this one. Well, that's sneezing while recording. That's professional. Right. So, there was one build that was right behind us. And that's... Oh my god, this is so laggy. This is more laggy than me trying to record my last video. There you go. And that is something else. So, this is who built it. And then we'll also go and show who built that book. Hey look, it's me! And then here is who built the book. Then we have all sorts of things over here. This is Neratic's build, which is making use of a whole heap of the new nether blocks. Now once again, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier in the video. If I did, oh well. This build challenge does make use of World Edit 2, which is absolutely fantastic. This build contest allows the use of World Edit. So if you know what you're doing with World Edit, then oh, that's good. Honestly, I think this is one of the most complex builds out in this entire competition. Built by Big Boy Sean. And I mean, just look at this. I don't know if that's meant to happen, but I mean, this is something you would see in a Hypixel lobby. And look at that. There's not enough time in this video to go over this. In fact, you know how I said that this video was going to be a short video? Yeah. So much for that. And over here we have somebody that's built Technoblade. Alright, so this is a build by Awake XD, which if you remember was in my last video. The only thing I've got to figure out is how do you get in? As it looks like they haven't built an entrance, unless I'm just completely missing something. Have they just not built an entrance? There's no entrance. Unless I have to go in through the roof. Let's go see, shall we? No, there's just no way in. Now, as we saw over in this direction, there was another build. I'm not sure who built that one, but we shall go and have a look. Here it is. Crystal Pikachu, that's who's built it. I see a lot of them are going for like the big, oh wow. If they get this done in time, it is going to be brilliant. Can you actually get under the... Oh my god, you can. I love the stained glass window effect. If I turn my render distance up, you can probably see my build from here, turn it up a chunk. Maybe two. My computer can't handle any more than that. No? Okay, can't see it from here, cool. And then... And here's mine. I still love this build. So yeah, that's the creative bit of this video. And now, let's head back over to the survivor world. Yeah. So, that's it for the creative part of this video. And now, back to the survivor world, which requires just a fancy little bit of this. And just like that, we are back in the survivor world. Now I'm just going to go ahead and turn my render distance down again before my computer throws an absolute fit at me. Let's go ahead and set our respawn point there. As the world's largest motorbike drives fast, or rides fast. So as you saw in the last video, we got these in place, and in the video before, we got this sorted. And then we was also given this by one of the other players. That's good. Of course, we still have our diamond blocks, and we still have some here, which means we might have enough soon for an entire set of diamond armor. In fact, let's go ahead and see, just in total, just how many do we have? Let's go see. In total we have 24. 24 of these. Now this is going to come in very, very handy later in this season. Now I'll probably do a bit more off-camera mining because, let's be honest, that's a little tedious. I mean, hey, who wants to watch this for half an hour? And then, after we've done all of that, we might just have something. So I'll do a little bit of off-camera work, and then if anything changes, I'll show you what happens in the next episode of ScuffedMC. However, because this video is getting on a bit, I am going to go ahead and leave it here. So, if you want more content from me, make sure to... get it? I know there's a reason I named this. But yeah, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. That lets me know that you like it and that I should make more of this. Now, if you want to, leave a comment. I read your comments and I try to reply to as many as I possibly can. And if you want more videos from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to all so you get notified whenever I upload. Now isn't that cool? So yeah, that's about it. And until the next video, thank you for watching and goodbye.